Have you ever felt like no matter how much you love, you're never truly valued? Do you struggle to control your emotions, only to see respect slip further away? Mastering your emotions isn't just about staying calm, it's about earning the love and respect you deserve. Watch closely, because by the end of this video, you'll discover practical ways to command yourself and transform your relationships. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel so you won't miss the next steps in mastering love and emotional power. There's a quiet heartbreak in loving someone who doesn't truly see you. You give, you listen, you support, and yet, somehow, it feels like your feelings are invisible. When respect is missing, even the sweetest words of affection feel hollow, like echoes in an empty room. You start questioning your worth, wondering if love without respect is even worth holding on to. This is the harsh truth most women avoid facing. Admiration and care mean little if they're not rooted in genuine respect. Many women mistake attention for respect, confusing fleeting gestures with true appreciation. He might text, compliment, or even say, "I love you," yet consistently dismiss your opinions or boundaries. Imagine pouring your heart into someone who casually ignores it. That disconnect chips away at your emotional security, leaving a lingering sense of inadequacy. Understanding this distinction is the first step toward reclaiming your value in love. Respect in a relationship isn't just about grand gestures, it's about everyday interactions. How he listens when you're sharing something personal, how he reacts when you assert a boundary, or how he treats your time and priorities matters. When those small, consistent acts of acknowledgement are absent, it undermines trust and erodes the sense of emotional safety. Emotional security thrives on respect, not on charm or occasional romance. You might recognize the feeling from your own lifetimes when you offered support, advice, or compromise, only to have it shrugged off. That sinking realization, that hollow space where respect should be, is a wake-up call. It's a moment that demands reflection. Are you investing in someone who honors your emotions, or just someone who enjoys them when convenient? That question can shift everything. Practical steps exist to reclaim your sense of worth without waiting for validation. Start by observing patterns. Note how he responds to your opinions, feelings, and boundaries. Journaling your experiences can illuminate where respect is lacking. Even small acts like asserting a simple preference, choosing a restaurant, voicing an opinion become exercises in self-mastery, reinforcing that your emotions and choices carry weight. Real-life examples make this clearer. A friend once stayed in a relationship where her voice never mattered, yet she constantly sought his approval. Only when she started calmly expressing her boundaries and observing his reactions did she realize the pattern of neglect. That self-awareness allowed her to redirect her energy toward someone who truly valued her, proving that emotional control and respect go hand in hand in preserving dignity. The deeper truth is that love without respect can't last because it's built on imbalance. When you understand the value of commanding yourself, mastering your emotions, and holding firm to your worth, you create a foundation that others can't ignore. This isn't about manipulation. It's about claiming the respect you deserve, setting the stage for healthier connections. And once you see this clearly, it naturally leads into understanding how uncontrolled emotions can further damage your relationships. Emotions can be tricky, they're powerful, raw, and sometimes completely out of control. One moment, you're calm and loving. The next, jealousy or frustration takes over, and suddenly your partner feels distant. Those impulsive reactions can erase months of trust in an instant. Even if your love is genuine, uncontrolled emotions send the opposite message: instability, unpredictability, and fear. Learning to manage these reactions is essential to maintaining connection and respect. Think about arguments that spiraled out of nowhere, where a simple disagreement exploded into hours of tension. You may have said things you didn't mean, or stormed out of a room, leaving confusion and hurt behind. These moments aren't just stressful, they chip away at emotional security. The reality is that your ability to stay composed under pressure is often more influential than what you say or do in everyday interactions. Emotional control doesn't mean suppressing feelings, it's about understanding them before they dictate your actions. A practical step is taking a breath and observing your reaction, even counting to 10 before responding. Journaling your triggers can be surprisingly effective, helping you notice patterns in how jealousy, anger, or anxiety appear. Mastering this gives you the subtle power to respond thoughtfully rather than reacting impulsively. You can also practice small, daily exercises in emotional command. For instance, when feeling frustrated, articulate your feelings calmly instead of snapping. Saying, "I feel upset," because communicates your emotions without creating conflict. Over time, your partner begins to see that your reactions are grounded and intentional, which naturally builds respect and trust. This mastery of self doesn't just protect the relationship, it reinforces your own confidence. Real-life experiences highlight this truth vividly. One woman shared how she constantly allowed anger to control her responses, leading to repeated misunderstandings. When she consciously paused, reflected, and responded with clarity, the atmosphere between them shifted. Her partner began listening more attentively, valuing her perspective, and she felt an authentic sense of control and emotional power emerge. It's also important to recognize how lack of emotional control can subtly erode intimacy. A sudden outburst can close doors to vulnerability, making your partner hesitant to share feelings. That emotional gap slowly creates distance, leaving both people feeling disconnected. Understanding this cause and effect makes it easier to see why emotional self-mastery isn't optional, it's a necessity for lasting connection. Ultimately, every relationship experiences tension, but your response defines the outcome. By taking command of your emotions, you create a stable, safe space where love can thrive. This level of self-mastery strengthens trust, preserves respect, and prepares the ground for unshakable admiration. And once you see the power of emotional control, it naturally leads to understanding why mastering your emotions earns unwavering respect. True respect and love isn't demanded, it's earned, quietly, through consistent emotional control. When you react thoughtfully instead of impulsively, people notice your partner begins to see you as strong, grounded, and dependable. That reliability communicates more than words ever could. It's not about being rigid or emotionless. It's about showing that your emotions don't control your decisions, and that stability is part of your power in the relationship. Boundaries are central to this process. When you clearly define what's acceptable and what's not, and uphold those limits calmly, your partner naturally respects your space and perspective. For example, if they cancel plans last minute, instead of lashing out, expressing disappointment in a composed manner signals both emotional control and self-worth. This balance of assertiveness and poise reinforces your presence as someone who commands respect effortlessly. Everyday situations provide opportunities to strengthen this skill. Even small gestures, like speaking up in a disagreement without raising your voice, or calmly expressing preferences in decisions big and small, cultivate admiration. These acts might seem minor, but over time, they signal a deep sense of maturity, reinforcing that your emotions are mastered rather than chaotic. Respect is built on these repeated, subtle demonstrations of strength. It's important to recognize that respect isn't about intimidation or dominance, it's about clarity and consistency. A woman who maintains her composure under pressure communicates that she values herself and expects the same in return. This sends a silent message. Her emotions are valid, but they don't dictate her worth. Her partner begins to mirror this respect, understanding that emotional mastery sets the tone for the relationship. Consider real-life examples. A friend once dealt with a partner who often dismissed her opinions. By calmly asserting her boundaries and refusing to react impulsively, she gradually shifted the dynamic. Her partner started listening, valuing her thoughts, and treating her with genuine care. That transformation didn't happen overnight. It was the consistent application of emotional control that earned it. Even in challenging moments, maintaining composure demonstrates self, whether facing criticism, misunderstanding, or tension. Responding thoughtfully rather than reacting impulsively communicates authority over oneself. This form of power is magnetic. It inspires admiration, builds trust, and signals that you are someone who can handle the complexities of love without being consumed by emotion. Ultimately, emotional control is the quiet foundation of respect. The more you master your reactions, the more your presence commands attention and appreciation. This isn't about being perfect, it's about being reliably steady, a source of strength in a world where chaos often dominates. And as respect grows from this mastery, it naturally opens the door to the next step, transforming emotional chaos into true self-mastery. There's a turning point in every relationship where emotions either control you or you control them. Too often, women feel like their feelings are running wild, jealousy, insecurity, or anger taking the lead, leaving confusion and regret behind. That chaos creates distance and misunderstanding, even with someone they deeply care about. Recognizing this pattern is the first step toward shifting from reaction to command, from turbulence to emotional mastery. Mastering your emotions doesn't happen overnight. It's a deliberate process of observation and choice. Start by noticing triggers. What situations spark frustration, fear, or impatience? Write them down, reflect on how you react, and consider how you could respond differently next time. Over time, this self-awareness creates the foundation for self-mastery, giving you subtle but undeniable power in your relationships. Practical exercises can accelerate this transformation. For example, when a conflict arises, take a deep breath, visualize your ideal response, and act from that place of control. Even pausing for 5 seconds before replying can prevent regretful words and preserve trust. These small acts of discipline compound, demonstrating to your partner that you command yourself, not your emotions, fostering admiration and stability. Real-life scenarios often illustrate the value of this shift. A friend used to explode over minor misunderstandings, creating repeated cycles of guilt and apology. By consciously practicing emotional control, acknowledging feelings privately, then responding calmly, she noticed a complete change in how her partner interacted with her. Respect, attention, and even intimacy grew naturally, all because she chose mastery over chaos. The process also strengthens your own sense of power. Emotional mastery isn't just about pleasing someone else. It's about reclaiming control over your inner world. Feeling grounded, confident, and unshakable empowers every decision you make, whether it's expressing a need, setting a boundary, or simply staying calm under pressure. Your self-mastery becomes a magnet, inspiring respect without demanding it. It's important to understand that this shift requires patience and practice. Emotional mastery is a skill, like learning a musical instrument or mastering a sport. It improves with consistency and reflection. The reward is profound: fewer conflicts, deeper trust, and a stronger sense of personal authority. The more you cultivate this skill, the more love is guided by respect, not volatility. Ultimately, moving from emotional chaos to mastery is the gateway to lasting relationships built on stability and admiration. As you gain control over your reactions and feelings, you naturally create space for trust and calm leadership to flourish. And this leads directly into the next essential step: building a love that endures through emotional strength. Lasting love isn't built on passion alone. It requires emotional strength as its foundation. When emotions are unsteady, even the deepest connection can wobble and fade. Women often feel trapped in cycles where attraction is strong but stability is missing. Developing emotional strength ensures that love is guided by respect, trust, and clear boundaries, rather than temporary highs or impulsive feelings. This kind of love endures because it's anchored in mastery, not chaos. Think about the daily moments that define a relationship: disagreements, misunderstandings, and the mundane decisions of life. Emotional strength allows you to navigate these without losing connection or respect. For example, calmly addressing a canceled plan or expressing disappointment without blame can turn potential conflict into an opportunity for growth and understanding. Over time, these small exercises in self-mastery build a resilient bond. Real-world experiences show how powerful this can be. A woman I know used to allow small irritations to escalate, eroding trust and intimacy with her partner. When she began managing her responses and communicating calmly, the dynamic transformed. He started valuing her perspective, respecting her boundaries, and the relationship deepened. Emotional strength isn't theoretical, it's tangible, felt in everyday interactions that reinforce respect and security. Building lasting love also requires consistent self-reflection. Understanding your triggers, practicing patience, and consciously commanding yourself in tense moments signals both maturity and reliability. These behaviors create admiration and trust, qualities that don't fade when passion dips. Emotional strength is like the backbone of your relationship. It holds everything together when external pressures try to shake it. Practical steps to cultivate this strength include journaling emotional responses, practicing mindfulness, or even reading books like Emotional Intelligence by Daniel Goleman. These tools help you gain clarity, control, and a deeper sense of power over how you react. Applying these insights daily reinforces that love, grounded in respect and mastery, can thrive, even amid life's inevitable challenges. It's also vital to remember that emotional strength isn't about perfection or suppressing feelings. It's about balance, acknowledging emotions while choosing thoughtful responses. This skill transforms ordinary moments into opportunities to demonstrate self-mastery, inspire respect, and deepen connection. Over time, you and your partner learn to navigate life together with calm confidence and mutual admiration. Ultimately, love that's respected and stable endures because it's built on emotional mastery, trust, and consistent leadership. By commanding yourself and cultivating inner strength, you ensure that connection isn't fleeting, but lasting. This awareness completes the journey from understanding respect, mastering emotions, and finally creating a love that truly stands the test of time. Now that you understand how controlling your emotions builds respect and lasting love, it's time to put it into practice. Start noticing your reactions, set clear boundaries, and command yourself with confidence every day. Which step will you take first to strengthen your emotional mastery? Share your thoughts in the comments below. I'd love to hear your journey. And don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell so you can keep learning how to create relationships rooted in respect, trust, and emotional power.